Hello everyone, we are now done. After 14 bag steps, we now have a completed Pac-Man arcade. And just to give you some basic information, this is a $270 set at about 2,651 pieces, if I remember correctly. So that's about on par for the average of 100 pieces per $10. So as you can see, we got the basic details of the decals. We have the little cherry, which represents the level that you're on. We have two Pac-Mans, which represent how many lives the player has. Then we have the screen here that features pellets and power pellets. And we have ghosts. I can't remember the names right now. I just remember Pinky, which is that one right there. Then we have the star of the show, Pac-Man, right there. And then we have this little crank here on the side. So if you turn the crank, you'll notice that it'll simulate gameplay. So Pac-Man and the red and pink ghosts, they're all connected on one chain. Then this one here is connected on another chain. And then the orange ghost and the cherry are connected on some kind of, I don't know what you would call it, some kind of bar or something. So the gear assembly moves all of this all at once. And it moves, for the most part, moves pretty smooth. There's just an occasional hiccup or two every now and then, but it's nothing that actually hangs up the action. So I'm really happy with it. And this whole screen assembly was actually one of the more trickier things, required a lot of attention to detail, because if you put one wrong thing in the wrong slot, it would cause problems for the rest of the build. So that's just something to keep in mind if you struggle with attention to LEGO sets. This is going to be one of the harder sets. We also have a movable joystick right here. So it's got a little spring action. So it feels like an actual arcade stick. We got two buttons here. Just to be nitpicky, this button does not do anything. It doesn't even press down to spring back up. So that's a little disappointing. But this one here, this is the one that lights up the coin slot. So that's pretty cool. Really enjoyed that. Then, if we go up on the top here, we have this little thing which is removable. So you can place that wherever you want. And then we got a button on the back here. So the ghosts are chasing Pac-Man. Press the button, the ghosts turn vulnerable, and then Pac-Man gives chase. So that was pretty cool. And I know because of the size, they can't fit all four ghosts on there, which kind of sucks because they have the little mini representations down there. But I understand, there's only so much you can do. So then if we turn to the back, we have this panel. It's pretty easy to remove. You just pull the little thing and lift it out. So it hooks up right there and there. And then you can see here, this is the back of the screen. This is where the gears would be. And then we have a little Easter egg. Now, pardon me, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Okay, so we got it out. Nice little Easter egg here. And you can see we have a little mini arcade cabinet. And we got a player with a quarter. Well, actually it says 5 cents on there. Maybe that's what the price of a play was back in the 1970s, was 5 cents. She's wearing a Pinky t-shirt. We got a gumball machine here. We got a, I'm guessing this is going to be a change machine or trash can. Probably a trash can. I think a change machine would have been really cool too, but only so much you can do. Then we got the arcade stool. And just to be a little nitpicky, you cannot sit the player on the arcade stool. There's no little nubs. It's all smooth. And also another thing too is there's no jumper. That should have been nice and parallel to the arcade cabinet, so you could actually put the player right in front of the arcade for a better display. I don't necessarily like her at an angle like this. I mean, who puts their quarter in at an angle? They're usually right in front of it. Anyway, that's just a nitpick. Another nitpick of mine that I have is you can see the screen here is pretty cool, but the pellet design and the enemy design, the enemy placement, doesn't match what's actually in the build itself. So that's just a minor nitpick. However, this is a more expensive set at $270. So for those kind of prices, I expect the attention to detail to be 100% perfect. Still, overall, pretty happy with the set. So let's see if I can try to put this back on with one hand. Yep, pretty easy to do with one hand. So just wanted to show off one more thing. We also have high score, and sorry, it's a little hard to see with the shadow, not getting much light. We also have a high score that you can change, so you can display it if you want it. There's 4 different number decals, but what I don't like is when you're scrolling to one to get to the next, there's a little bit of a blank space. They give you 4 decals. I think they could have given you 8 for 4 more different high scores, and it would have made for a better effect. Again, I'm just really nitpicking at this point. So overall, I really love this thing. I think it looks very nice, and it's got so much functionality to it, and I'm really impressed with this particular novelty. One other thing. If you notice the orientation of the ghosts, you'll see that they go upside down when they're not supposed to. It makes sense for Pac-Man, because Pac-Man changes directions, but in the actual Pac-Man game, the ghosts all have the same orientation. So they're always facing up. So I'm not sure what LEGO could have done to improve that. That may have been a little more complicated than they wanted to, but still, it is a really cool effect. So thanks so much for watching this video. Just remember, if you want to get this yourself, it is $270 at 2,651 pieces, and it is very complicated putting that screen together, so just keep that in mind. But any video game and LEGO fanatic will want to have this in their collection. Thanks for watching.